everybody, welcome back to another Anna Chaos Living with a Toy Collector, and today I am taking you back to 1992, and I'm going to take you all the way back to the 1992 Aladdin toy series. Believe it or not, this is the only one that I got. I don't know how I got it. I don't know if it was gifted to me. To be honest, I don't remember. I've had this for so long. And to be honest, it's still cherry. It's still very cherry. There's hardly any damage on the card. I've had it for a hot minute. But let's go ahead and talk about the Aladdin toy series. Alright, so Aladdin, it has a special place in my heart. As I was a child, my mom made sure that she knew I really enjoyed drawing, and I especially loved animation since I was a little kid. And she would make sure I was able to see almost every movie, even in Puerto Rico, we'll get them years later, dubbed in Spanish, or when they came out in theaters, she made sure that I watched them because she know I really enjoy them. It's a special part of my childhood. Aladdin came out in 1992, and it features amazing voice actors. You know, like you have Jeffrey Gruffrey, where pretty much he did Iago, and then rest in peace, Robin Williams. Just an outstanding and memorable performance. Like the genie made that movie. Let's just call it what it is. And the animation for its time was just breathtaking. And you got to keep in mind that during the 1970s, around the creation of 101 Dalmatians, a lot of the Disney animation studios almost took a dive. They were overworking their people. They were not making the revenue. And somewhere around the late 80s, early 90s, they started creating this high quality content. And like the movie Aladdin in 1992 alone, brought in $504 million worldwide. And this is back in 1992. So this is when Disney started getting a taste of creating these mega hit movies. And that's why, they started hitting like a peak like in the 1 billions, especially with like the Toy Story franchise. And that's why now movies that don't break that $1 billion mark, they're considered a flop. Because they keep pushing the bar, and the production is so costly now that, it's become a numbers game, which is kind of sad, but, whatever, here we are. All right, so you can go to eBay. Unfortunately, there's no webpage dedicated to the Aladdin toy series. Mostly, it's going to be eBay. I don't know how else to say it. You can see right here, they made several versions of these toys, but they all always had this constant theme where they always have this genie coin. I never knew what the genie coin was for. See, she has it, he has it. And then right here, there's another one right here. They have it, and they all had their little accessories that came with them. Okay, now there are several versions of the Jafar figure. This one, I guess this one's from the TV series, and it comes with Iago. And each one of these have like different little trinkets that come with it. And by the way, this is set 1. There's another series for the TV show, and we'll get into that as well. And there is a smaller version of the action figures as well. I believe these are the, let me see, 1992 figure set, Genie, Jasmine, Guard, blah, blah, blah. So you had, these are more solid figures, not like anything that is poseable. But they're like minifigures, so like the 3-inch. And then you have the ones that I currently have, which is almost a solid figure. There's some limited range to them. But the Jafar pretty much comes with a coin, the blade, and then you have a little treasure chest. And then you can find them. There's Jasmine. She's the only one that comes with a tiger. Then you have the evil genie. I didn't know this existed until I started looking around for this video. But apparently they made an evil genie. I never saw this one in person. This must have been an end Taylor. And by the way, and we'll talk about this. This is from another set. That's pretty much what it looks like. The packaging that I have must have been an early prototype because you don't know what's in the set. This one, it shows you what's in the set for some reason. So this must have been another set in the series. Okay, and you can see here's the one for Aladdin, Jasmine, Genie, and it's missing Jafar. And then here is a webpage that's pretty much talking about all the ones from the TV show. This is the action figures you can see right here. This is the one that goes with this one. And it's got some of the unique characters that didn't make it out, including Abismal. He was a bad guy. And then they also have the toy set. over here. Let me see if I can get the bigger version. So yeah, there's a lot of Aladdin, and came from 1996. So this is much later on, after the success of the series. You see, there is a lot of spin-offs, and it's kind of hard to determine what goes to what set, if I may be honest. And I'll show you in a second on the card why it's been kind of difficult to figure out what set this one goes to. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a closer look at this figure. It's nothing crazy. This was meant for little kids, obviously, ages 3 and up. So you go right here, you can see it. It's ages 3 and up. It comes with a basic treasure chest, and it's got like a basic blade, and then his snake staff and the genie coin. Again, don't know what that's for. And you can see there is Jafar there in all his glory. And he looks like a bodybuilder trying to flex, but he's just a scrawny dude. You can see this is number 5302, and this is a Mattel product. You can see right here, Walt Disney Company is Jafar. Now, here's where this gets tricky, right? This must have been like one of the first gens, because it just tells you about Aladdin, but then it says collect them all, but doesn't tell you how many are in the series line. It just tells you, by the way, there's a plush genie, there is a dress-up set, and then there is like Aladdin and Jafar. It's another set. So you don't know if it's just Jafar and it has these other ones as the full set, or there's more figures to this set. So my assumption is Jafar, Aladdin, Jasmine, and Genie. That is my assumption for the set. And you can see right here where it has the old school Maddie, call us and, tell us Mattel, blah, 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 if you have any safety concerns and all that fan jazz. So my assumption is that this is probably like Gen 1. Gen 1. So that's probably why the card looks so... It looks like a poor man's Photoshop. Let's just call it what it is. It's just like first prototype, and it just did not come out as great. But yeah. Alright guys, so with that, I appreciate you guys joining me. Again, if you have a better idea which set this belongs to, that would be great. Like I said, a lot of these, again, this kind of strikes me of like the first run of this series, because again, the lack of like, hey, here's a defined collection. So if you happen to find more information about it, that is great. Unfortunately, like I said, anything like from the 2000s and below where the internet wasn't as established as it is today, it's kind of harder to find more defined information on these products. It just comes down to eBay or finding someone who's really, really passionate, who has taken the time to put something together, either to Wikipedia, mostly Wikipedia, or Wikipedia, or their own personal blog, in order to just kind of do the history and research on these toys. So yes. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys. And as usual, if you like this video, like and subscribe. And again, I always appreciate you guys joining me, kind of go right through my collection. You guys are awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.